And one day the crew was sitting around on a break or something, a lunch break, and they were talking about Spaceballs. They were talking about movies. And Spaceballs came up, and they just went bananas about that, and were just, yucks and laughing and all the recall of all the bits and stuff. And I was standing there hearing it, and I just told them, well, you know who was combing the desert, don't you? And they looked at me, and their jaws dropped. And I mean dropped. And they were absolutely staggered to know that I was in Spaceballs doing that bit. And the next day, they all brought their copies of the movie in for me to sign.
Of course.
And I, at that point, from there forward, I realized that it had become this cult classic.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think about it. I didn't, I hadn't seen it in ages. I hadn't really watched it. I don't have a copy of it. I'm not going to see it unless I watch it or see it on television or whatever. And so I didn't really think about it. And then after that, every time the word was mentioned, and I do mean every time, that people just, there isn't anyone who doesn't like Spaceballs.
That's right.
Across the board. I mean,
yeah.
E.T.
I've never met anybody that doesn't like it.
Yeah, E.T. had a huge following, a huge thumbs up following, and I thought that was big. Spaceballs is even bigger. And people knew me from Spaceballs, one little scene in Spaceballs, more than 7 years on Voyager. And I kid you not, that's the truth. People like Voyager, people like Star Trek, what? Voyager, what?
Yeah.
But Spaceballs, all day long. And they know the lines, and they know the scenes, and they know the role.
Isn't that amazing?
I'm like, okay. So when I went to do conventions recently, I actually broke out some photographs from me and Spaceballs, and people sure enough, everybody who comes to the table,
that's what
they're
they want.
awesome that it's that. And I'm like, it was just literally four words. That's what it was.
I've got. Wait. You want to say your 4 words? You want to say your line?
Oh, is it? We ain't found shit.
Oh shoot! I've always had this running joke with my wife and the kids that if I was ever on a show that became a cult classic, even if I just had just a tiniest part, I would live off of that for the rest of my life. I'd hit every convention. I'd show up at birthday parties. If I'd been in Spaceballs combing the desert, you'd never get rid of me.